All right. Now, I've been telling y'all this for months now. Pitbull was going to beat Rolly Romero. It didn't really matter who won between Pitbull and Rolly Romero because whoever was the victor was going to be the future opponent of Tank Davis. And this is what I need y'all to do. This is what I need y'all to do as a listener. I need y'all to start looking at boxing as a business. In business, you make business plans for the future. In business, you make plans that go years down the line. So that's where the rigging comes from.
Okay, Jack.
What's up? What's up, NBA? What's up, Steven's World? I gotta land these planes. But in business, you make plans for the future. So people say boxing is rigged. Of course, because in business, you can't just go willy-nilly. You can't do it day by day. You got to set up 5-year, 10-year, 20-year plans. Tank Davis has been a 10-year plan for Floyd Mayweather. I think Tank signed with them when he turned pro when he was 17 or 19, one of those ages. He was under 20 years old. So Floyd has been planning to make Tank the face of boxing for years, and Floyd is going to see that plan through to the end. What am I talking about? I'm talking about how is Tank Davis going to get a belt at 140 pounds? What's the easiest and most lucrative route? What's the route that's going to get him the most money with the least amount of risk? Now, I told y'all that Pitbull was going to beat Rolly Romero, but I'm going to state it again. It doesn't matter who would have won that fight because the winner of that fight would have been the easiest opponent out of these four men, out of these four belt holders for Tank Davis. Rolly was the least experienced out of all the belt holders. Rolly was somebody that Tank already knocked out. Rolly was somebody with the lowest skill level out of these four belt holders. And I mean no disrespect to Rolly. Rolly showed so much heart against Pitbull Cruz. This live isn't about bashing Rolly. Rolly started boxing very late in life. He's not the most coordinated fellow, but he has one hell of a heart. He went out there, tried his best, he lost. But back to what I've been telling y'all. Now that Pitbull Cruz won, Tank is going to be able to put his feet in the water at 140 and get a belt at 140 and shoot his name up on the pound for pound list and actually have a legacy fight. But this is the easiest route that he could take because Pitbull Cruz really isn't a 140-pound fighter. Pitbull Cruz is 5'4" on a good day. Pitbull Cruz is coming from the lightweight division. So he was able to beat a larger man than Rolly Romero, walk him down, pressure him just as I predicted if you've been watching my videos. Now Tank is supposed to go fight Frank Martin, beat Frank Martin, and then come right down to Pitbull Cruz, bypassing more dangerous options like Devin Haney, Sabril Matias, and Teofimo Lopez. Pitbull Cruz is going to be a man that's still smaller than Tank, fighting at 140 with a 140-pound belt. Tank is going to get a belt by fighting a fighter who's not really 140 pounds. It doesn't get any better than this. And the reason why this is so wonderful is because, guess what? There's still a huge market. There's still money to be made because most of Mexico believe that Pitbull won the first fight. Here's the thing, though, and this is why you can't discredit Tank for this, even though this is the plan that PBC has for him. This is the plan that they're going to use to legitimize his career a little bit more. A lot of people sleep on Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull fought Tank on short notice. And of course, Tank hurt his hand. Do I believe Tank could beat Pitbull? Yes. But Pitbull has a Joe Frazier type of style. He has a Joe Frazier type of presence. So
Yeah.
you have to be a special fighter to beat him. And he is top 10 in the 135 and 140-pound division just because of what he represents. Sean Porter was similar to that, but Sean Porter didn't have the Joe Frazier presence. He had the Joe Frazier heart. But Pitbull is walking guys down, pressuring them for 12 rounds. He has his guard up. He has pretty decent head movement and throwing power shots, bolos for 12 rounds. It don't matter how skillful you are. Most fighters cannot deal with that amount of pressure. So we got to give Tank his credit for beating him at 135. And when Tank defeats him at 140 and gets the belt, we're going to have to give Tank his credit once again. Because Pitbull showed y'all. Y'all played with his name. He showed y'all he's a real force. Just because he didn't knock out Cabrera, and this lets you know that Pitbull got haters. Cabrera is a relative nobody in boxing circles. Pitbull didn't get a knockout against Cabrera, and people wanted to act like Pitbull wasn't shit. They want to act like Pitbull wasn't the real deal. You're not going to be able to knock everybody out. But when you get in there with somebody with that pressure style, that type of stamina, power, that type of a chin, that type of punch resistance, you in there with a tank, a literal tank. And it doesn't matter that he fights in one dimension because his dimension is dominant. He dominates most men within that dimension. But I just want to say this, then I'm going to let some of the guests speak. The plan that PBC have for Tank is Frank Martin, knock out Frank Martin, go to 140, get a belt at 140, fight Pitbull Cruz, a man who's not really a 140-pound fighter, a man who's still naturally smaller than Tank. Now Tank has a belt at 140. He's legitimized his career. He shoots up the pound-for-pound list, and he's still making more money than all of these more dangerous options, Devin Haney, Sabril Matias, and Teofimo Lopez. Now, anybody up here, Nina, Armando Reyes, NBA 2K, y'all want to add? Y'all want to give y'all take y'all perspective? Y'all go ahead. And Nina, I told you what was going to happen yesterday, man. Didn't I tell you?
Cha-cha slide, man.
Hey, man.
Didn't I
just want to
tell
say
you?
this.
Boy, Rolly was
That
over there
ref was
doing the
being kind of
Barbarita
biased,
dance.
even though Rolly would have lost anyway, but the ref was being kind of biased. I just want to say
bias
that.
my ass. The referee allowed Rolly to clinch up until like the middle rounds. Rolly was fighting a decent fight. The reason Rolly lost is because of his structure. If y'all in here, y'all got to be liking the live, everybody that's in the chat, because y'all got to push the live. But the ref wasn't being biased. The referee gave him multiple warnings before he took a point. Rolly got hurt in the beginning. Remember when I said this in the last live? I said as soon as Rolly got in there with Tank, as soon as Cruz got in there with Tank, Cruz was landing punches on Tank in the first round. Tank Davis got some of the fastest feet in the world. So if Cruz could do that to Tank, I don't know how Rolly gonna be able to keep him off of him. And Rolly was hurt in the first round, just like I said.
Let's just not act like Tank ain't beat Pitbull with one hand 3 rounds straight.
Hold up though, Nina. Because if you watch my breakdown, I don't know if you watched my breakdown, Tank didn't come into the fight with his hand fucked up. Leonard Ellaby said, well, he did. No. Tank Davis came in there and was cracking Pitbull. And then in the middle rounds, he had to pull it back because his hand started affecting him. From the round one, Pitbull was on that ass. Pause. No diddy. But he was on him and he was landing hard body shots from the first round. So whether Tank is injured or not, Pitbull brings the same thing, the same game plan, and has the same amount of effectiveness every single fight. I knew that Rolly wasn't going to be able to deal with that shit because Rolly don't even keep his hands up. If you're going to beat Pitbull with your hands down, you got to have fast feet and be a natural, great athlete. That's the only way.
Yeah. And I had to say this. I gotta give Pitbull his credit because he ate some shots that Rolly would have put somebody else out with.
Yeah.
Like he really ate like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, he did though.
Rolly showed a lot of heart and toughness, and he showed that he has really been training and he loves the sport of boxing. He showed that he a real man, and I love this performance. But he wasn't good enough. But Nina,
it wasn't good.
You said you got to give Rolly his credit, but what about my cash? I told you how the fight was going to go yesterday, man. So go ahead.
We bet. I ain't know we betted on that fight.
$15, man.
We bet at 15.
No, I think we bet. I don't know. I don't remember. I gotta go back and look at it. I'm just messing around, though, man.
If we bet, I'll send it to you because I probably forgot. If we bet, I'll send you your money. But
it's all good, man.
Funny as hell, man.
I don't want your money. I want you to acknowledge my greatness. I told motherfuckers for months.
Hey, I told everybody that Pitbull Cruz was gonna knock out Rolly.
NBA, it don't stop at Pitbull. I said Fundora.
Oh, Fundora.
And I said that he was either gonna win by stoppage or decision. If he wasn't able to stop Tim Tszyu, he was gonna get the decision because the PBC, they have plans for Fundora. But Fundora,
I heard he's gonna be fighting Errol Spence. I hope Errol Spence come back and be a dedicated fighter to the sport of boxing. You know,
facts. But Fundora isn't gonna be able to live up to the plans of PBC. He's not going to be.
He's not.
From what I've seen, he's not be. First off, if he could have stopped Tim Tszyu if he would have actually used his rear hand. And when I was watching the preparation of his fights, he's trying to jab too much against the opposite stance. When you fight the opposite stance, it's cool to use a jab, but really you want to land your rear hand. Land your left hand on the opponent. He wasn't really throwing his left hand. He was trying to jab.
Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Fundora sucks. Like, he sucks.
Nah, bro. He looked good out that motherfucker.
No, he
Exactly, but he
didn't.
didn't look good enough. But he looked
Yeah,
good.
he didn't look good enough though.
But this is the thing though, Nina. You know why he looked bad? Because he got in a big pay-per-view and he didn't fight like himself. He was so worried about not getting stopped and then worried about trying to become a boxer. That's what Rolly, exactly, somebody in the comments just said it. Rolly too gun shy now. Facts. Fundora was gun shy. And Fundora, I don't know if you watching. You cannot be at that level and be gun shy. Was Tim Tszyu gun shy when he was going upside your damn head? No. You might get knocked out in the sport of boxing. When Hagler beat Hearns, Hagler almost got knocked out. That's a part of the shit. When Floyd fought Mosley, Floyd almost got knocked out. That is a part of the shit. So get your toilet paper ready. You know what I mean? Don't come in there with the bullshit and I'm just going to try to be a boxer. No, you still have to be a fighter. You still got to be who you are. Or you're not going to beat these dudes at all. You're not. You barely made it through the Tim Tszyu fight. Bruh, if you would have pressured him and actually attacked the body, stop just being a headhunter. You threw a left hand to the body. It was a long left hand. And I was like, damn. Throw some more of those. Don't just, I'm just going to jab and use my height because that's what people are telling me to do. No, be yourself. Listen to what people are saying, but add it in. Don't just try to change your whole style because your style is what made you dominant. They about to stick Errol Spence on you or Terrence Crawford on you. You're not going to beat neither one of them with a pity-pat boxer style. You wouldn't have beat, I'll be honest, if Tim Tszyu didn't get that gas, you wouldn't have beat him. But I'm not going to take it away from you because
Thank you.
the same thing could be said about Ali. If Henry Cooper didn't get cut, would Ali would have won? This part of box part of the game. So I'm not going to take it away from Fundora won. Tim Tszyu got the gas and Fundora capitalized.
Hey, so what do you think next for
Because I'm cooking
Pitbull
like
career?
I got a hot pan of grease or some shit. Go ahead, Nina.
What do you think what's next for Pitbull Cruz's career? Because
what's next?
since he beat Rolly, he's now.
I think it's Tank. It's Tank. It's Tank.
Nina, I spent the first 10 minutes of the segment telling you what's next for Pitbull.
He just told you it was Tank.
That's the fight that the PBC been wanted. And shout out to Pitbull being a 5'4" man and not even hesitating to go up to 140. He ain't man. Rehydration. That motherfucker said, put them gloves on me. Put that tape around my hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me know where the location at. Who's my opponent? Show me what Lil Wayne say? Show me my opponent. Show me my opponent. Pitbull Cruz a real, he a bad motherfucker.
He is though. He's a bad motherfucker. He came up
I ain't gonna act like he just taking all fades because we know he ducked Shakur Stevenson. We gotta keep it a buck on KJITV.
Yeah, he did duck Shakur, man.
Because Shakur beats everyone.
Yeah, that's facts. Armando Shakur potentially could beat everybody if he keeps his style. But Shakur is in a catch-22 because the style that allows him to be successful is a style that the fans hate. And the style that the fans hate is a style that allows him to be successful. So Shakur had to take risk. And in the process of taking risk, he might lose.
Yeah. Did you see Tank's tweets last night? He said something about Pitbull's getting slept or something by Rolly.
Tank, he wanted Pitbull to lose because Tank know what it is.
No, he don't. I saw it. The world saw it.
Listen, Nina. As a matter of fact, Nina, I've been talking. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say, then I'm gonna answer what you saying. I don't want to cut y'all off, man. This y'all my people. Go ahead, man.
I saw it. The world saw it. Rolly just got caught with one of those early, just like Andre did with Benavidez. He just got caught early and had the Bambi legs the rest of the fight. We know if Rolly didn't get caught early, he was gonna win easily.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Oh
man,
my God!
Let you talk, man.
Get the heck out of here with that.
Cut y'all off. Hey, Nina, there's no way Rolly was gonna win that fight, bro. And this is beforehand. I said that Rolly wasn't gonna be able to win because of his structure and Pitbull's pressure. But while watching the fight, Rolly had zero chance of winning. It was too much. Rolly was getting hit to the body, to the liver clean. And shout out to Rolly because he showed all type of toughness. Like he wanted to quit multiple times. He kept fighting and kept on trying to win. I seen this shit on his face. He was breathing heavy as hell in the corner after the middle rounds because he was taking so much punishment to the body. Why do you think Tank said, oh yeah, Rolly gonna get the knockout? Tank wanted Rolly to win because Tank knew whoever won out of these was gonna be the way that Tank made his entrance to the 140-pound division. Will Tank want a rematch of Rolly Romero or will he want a rematch of Pitbull Cruz who's gonna have a full camp? Now you let me know if you seeing what I'm seeing. Because I see right through that shit. Tank knows. Rolly would have been an easier competition if Rolly won. Now Tank gonna have to go back against a real Tank. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to go against that Tank that's Pitbull Cruz, who will be gonna be coming at him for 12 rounds. And there's no way, even when Tank wins, because I do believe Tank is gonna win, there's no way that he's gonna leave the fight without his insides hurting, without him having to piss blood, without him possibly getting a broken bone or something. That's the type of fighter that Pitbull Cruz is. You get in there with him, you're gonna know that you was in there with him. Win, lose, or draw. Tank was trying to avoid a fight like that. And he knows
Where
you're not be able
all
to put
this
him away.
slander from Tank name coming from, bro?
No, this
We're
not
not gonna act like he's
tell me how I
Javante
slander
Tank
Tell me how I
Davis.
slander Tank.
Abdul Wahid. That's his name, bro.
Oh yeah,
And when they fight,
what's good, Kevin?
Devin Haney better
What's
get
up,
ready.
y'all? What's up, everybody?
Now,
I
Kevin,
had an exciting night last night.
Me too, man.
I enjoyed it. It didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but I enjoyed to see two good fights. I don't care who won; they both deserve what they deserve, and the best man win.
oh hell yeah, I'm with that all
Heck
day.
yeah.
Rolly tried to do his best.
Kevin,
Rolly tried.
I gotta ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Didn't I tell you?
No, you prophesied all that, man. I was trying to get up with you last night because immediately when the fight was over, I thought of you, and I said he called it out, y'all. He called it out. Wait a minute. We can look at your old posts. We could go back in your archive. He prophesied it, y'all. You can't knock you for that, but you're still gonna shave your beard.
No, man.
But he's
You know the couple. Nina got a cash app. You're waiting on a couple cash apps, man.
Hey Nina, I saw you last night. Hey Nina, you was on we was on what's the name show last night, Nina?
Yes, we was talking about how one Mexican fighter get a belt and they just think he just greater than Canelo. Like, let's not disrespect Canelo's name.
We were talking about
Flowers.
Yeah, we were talking about the culture, and the dude from he was from New York, got a little upset, but we was trying to make a
show
point.
y'all was on?
We was on Sharp Show. The brother, what's his name? You know him, KJ. You know him. He got his own. He got a boxing show. Cause Nina, you was on it last night.
Supreme.
Supreme.
The thing is,
Supreme.
I never seen Supreme. I don't know Supreme, but they come up here and they talk about him. But what was going on, man? What was going on with the brother, and the New York brother, and the Mexicans?
Okay, what happened was he was talking about he was talking about how the Mexicans is coming through and they did this, we're doing that. We was quiet for a long time, but it was a point was made. It took y'all 40 years to do what y'all just did last night. But you can't break the black culture
exactly
with American fighters and Joe Louis and all those greats and Ali. You can't compare the Mexican culture to this culture of boxing like that. Can't. And he got insulted a little bit because I said, look, man, you know the rules down in Mexico. You can go down there at 12 years old and turn pro. Let's stop playing. Canelo turned pro at 17.
Yeah, he did.
And then he got mad. We were just trying to make a point to him. You can't compare the cultures because back in the day, it was the Italians and the Irish in America that was running boxing.
Yep.
Let's keep that real.
They forced you had to take a lot of dives. A lot of black fighters got black bone from getting
Thank you.
Yeah.
You really can't compare.
We can't
the
compare.
50s and 60s what was going on in America to what was happening in Mexico.
Yeah.
But, now, Kefa, I remember I told you this a month ago.
Yes, Prophet.
Now we are back.
Yes, Prophet.
I'm talking about what happened last night. I'm talking about the winner of this fight is going to be who Tank Davis makes his debut at 140 against, and that winner was Pitbull Cruz. So Tank, he will not fight Devin, Sabril, or Tio before he fights Pitbull. And when he fights Pitbull, it's going to be the easiest matchup for him because he's not going to have to worry about a rehydration clause. He's not going to have to worry about Pitbull being bigger than him because Pitbull is a naturally smaller man than him. But Tank Davis was rooting for Rolly Romero because Rolly would have been an easier man to get the belt off. Now Tank is going to have to fight a Pitbull who's going to have a full training camp.
Right.
So this going to be another test. This is going to be a serious test and a big money maker because a lot of the Mexican fans believe Pitbull won the first fight anyway.
Right. But again, last night was a proof last night. He did pack that room out. He had a lot of fans in that room.
Oh yeah,
so
Rolly's a star.
Yeah.
Somebody came in my comments saying, "Oh, Rolly's not a superstar." I said, "No, Rolly is a star. Rolly just isn't and a world-class top 10 boxer. And
Right.
people act like that's a bad thing because you're not top 10 in the world out of a weight class that probably got 1,500 people. Rolly could fight his ass off, but he's not top 10. So be it. To me, I still think he's a good boxer, and I still think he's great for the sport of boxing.
All right,
But
okay.
he's not somebody that can really hold the title.
Did I hear this correct? Because I got wind of it. Did Haney call out Cruz or did Cruz call out Haney?
I think Cruz
called somebody out.
Called out Haney. I don't think Haney was called. I heard Haney call out Sabril.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what shocked me.
Yeah,
I seen the
Cruz
video.
called out Haney last night.
Haney called
He
out
did.
Sabril.
That's right. He did. He called out Haney last night. Okay.
And Tank, I think.
And Haney should fight Cruz because that's gonna let us see something.
Yeah.
That's gonna allow people to understand. Even if Haney, I think Haney would beat Cruz, but just like when Cruz fought Tank, you cannot get in the ring with a Pitbull Cruz and not know about it. You're gonna piss blood. He might break a rib. You're gonna hurt after that fight. That's why as soon as the fight was over with Pitbull, Tank said, no rematch. No, hell no. Because the man is elite. He's top 10 in the world. And people don't understand that. They try to say because he fights in a straight line. Yeah, he fights in a straight line. You know who else fought in a straight line? Joe Frazier.
Right.
It is what it is. Some men, they got that one dimension, but they do that one thing so good that they find themselves amongst other greats.
What if Cruz fought the dude with that blonde streak in his hair, that Spanish guy? What is his name?
Yeah, that is gonna be a firefight, man.
That would be an awesome fight. Them two right there. Mano y mano on that fight.
That's gonna be whoo. And I picked, man, I don't know who to pick, but that's a 50-50.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun this summer, man. We're gonna have some good fights.
This Cruz right here, it's gonna have
That's
to
a scary fight right there, man.
That's a scary fight right there, man.
That's a scary fight.
But I mean, I know I'm not sticking nobody on the show. But who do you, if that fantasy fight right now is a fantasy, who would win?
I'm gonna let everybody else answer that first, man. I gotta think about that.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's a fantasy fight, guys, right now. It's no sticking. It's just a fantasy. Who would win that fight?
Devin Haney or a Tio or a Tank to beat that type of Cruz. That Cruz, you need experience. You need, bro, you need to know shit with that Cruz.
You have to be able to box.
Yeah, you gotta figure them out too, though.
I told, hey, Kevin, you remember I said this the last live? I said,
yes, you did.
Cruz got in there with Tank Davis in the first round. He was landing from the first round.
Yes,
Tank
he was.
Davis got some of the fastest feet in the world. So if Tank couldn't get away from it, what the hell made y'all thought Rolly was gonna be able to get away from it? Rolly's footwork doesn't compare to Tank's. Yeah. And that's why it takes a complete boxer just to
wait, hold on a second. Hey, Mark, my man. Mark, my man. I see you. I've been around a long time too, baby, and I know a lot of people. So don't go throwing that Mexican stuff. This is not racist. This is not nothing to do with that. I was making a political point. Don't eradicate and bring things and issues when I am a born American all my life in this country. Now, I visited Mexico. I love Mexico. But when we talk about politicking in our country and boxing, you can't mix the two cultures together. And it's no insult to my neighbors are Mexican. So let's stop Guatemala.
Mexican neighbors too, though.
My son Mexican.
I love my Mexican brothers and sisters, but we're talking about boxing. Mexican brothers too, man. Yeah, but I want people to realize on our show, we're not race. We're talking about boxing. You can't mix the black and the Mexican culture together when it comes to this over the years. You just can't do it.
And Keffa.
Yeah.
And Keffa, y'all said y'all love y'all neighbors Mexican, y'all love the Mexican fighters. Nina said his son Mexican, so Nina love the Mexican women. So I want to throw that out there.
Hey, I like Mexican girls too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
You gonna tell me to do my homework? Hey, look, if I can show you all my boxing memorabilia, Mr. Mark, in my house, you would be totally insulted about my homework in boxing. I just don't brag about that stuff like you probably want to do. But you're wrong for that, Mr. Mark, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. The day that y'all get another Mexican like Salvador Sanchez that got black man feet, that man gonna be dominant. The Mexican style got certain holes in it, but it has certain great things. The way that Pitbull fights, that's a gift of the Mexicans. And it's a personal gift that y'all have. Pitbull's work rate is insane. It's out of this world. The amount of power punches that he throws for 12 rounds is out of this world. The amount of punishment that he could take. To this day, he's still the only man to go in there with Tank Davis and not touch the canvas, not get stopped or dropped. To this day, because he could take an amount of punishment, the toughness, the punch resistance and the chin that he has, along with his style. So that style is something that is a gift to the Mexican people. You can't really teach somebody how to fight like that. That has to be in you. The one thing that y'all do have, the one thing that y'all lack is the footwork most of the time, and that's how the top black fighters usually get y'all. That's how Tank Davis was able to beat Pitbull Cruz.
These are the points we were debating last night, and he was getting upset, and I was only trying to draw the point. I said, there are many great messages. What are you talking about, sir? You're mixing two. I don't want to get into a political. We want to stick to boxing.
I'll be watching.
It got off track in no way, in any way. And like you say, KJ, it's the style that makes the fight. So you put a bunch of Mexicans in front of American fighters. We got a tough day. Cruz was in front of a black African-American fighter. Let's just call it that way. Let's just be honest. Until that day come, if he gets in front of Haney, then what we going to talk about, everybody? Because Cruz not changing his style. That's what it is.
He's not.
That's what Haney can go change up a little bit.
And guess what, Keffa? I'm glad you said that, because a lot of these guys, they listen to what everybody telling them. Your style is your style. Maybe you can add one or two trinkets here, but your style is your style. Don't change your style. You could beat somebody who has more skill than you, because when it comes to really getting in there and doing it, the potential doesn't always turn out to be the reality. You understand? Like, Cruz is a rough and tough, come forward fighter.
Yes, he is.
You could get in there with Devin Haney, catch Devin Haney with some shit, and next thing you know, Cruz done won. All it takes is one. But does it look like he's gonna have the boxing skill to be able to beat Devin Haney? No.
I love a fighter like Cruz. I love a fighter like Cruz because his behind the scene work dictates his outcome. That dude trains hard, man. That dude trains hard, man. I train pro fighters. That dude takes it beyond. Tank takes it beyond. Haney is taking it beyond. Now, can we say Ryan Garcia takes it beyond?
Ryan takes the marketing beyond.
Right. The marketing.
Pitbull Cruz put the work in.
Ryan put the work in too in front of them cameras. It ain't easy. It ain't easy being cheesy.
Hey, I haven't seen Cruz get in front of the camera and do the rolling little speed tricks.
Yeah.
I be seeing Cruz out there grinding, hitting trees and running up hills.
Yeah, Cruz doing all of that, but Cruz not doing them photo shoots. He not doing them films.
Cruz ain't doing that.
He not touching Ryan Garcia money. He not doing the fashion. He not doing the cashing. So I'm gonna give Cruz his credit for putting in the work in the gym.
Yes.
But boxing in totality at the highest level is Floyd Mayweather, is Muhammad Ali. You got to put the work in the gym. You got to put the work in front of the cameras. But no, Cruz work ethic is out of this world, and it shows in the fight. His stamina is out of this world. I told people it don't matter that he's fighting one straight line. He's coming in a straight line with power punches for 12 rounds. You're not hard to keep your hands up for 12 rounds. Y'all don't understand what y'all witnessing, because a lot of y'all don't box, man.
They don't, because if Cruz got in there with Haney tomorrow, Cruz will lose.
Yeah.
Bro, Cruz will lose against Ryan. Right, y'all seen Ryan for Oscar De Rorte fight exactly like Cruz.
Oh, you said who could lose against Ryan?
Who?
Oscar De Rorte fight exactly like Cruz.
Right, hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Got similarities.
Bro, go back and watch that fight. Ryan is just like that.
Man, you talking to? I made a breakdown on the fight, man. I put a breakdown. Look, Oscar Duarte is a tough fighter. He don't fight nothing like Pitbull Cruz. He doesn't even have the work rate of a Pitbull Cruz. Oscar Duarte doesn't throw power punches the entire fight.
From what I seen, he did.
But did you say that? Do you say Ryan could beat Cruz? You think Ryan would beat Cruz?
The same way he did Oscar De Rorte.
Do you know why Ryan wouldn't beat Cruz? I'm gonna give you the same reason why Rolly wasn't gonna beat him. Structure. In order to beat Cruz, you have to have a solid defensive structure.
Cruz versus Tank is pretty much like Castillo versus Mayweather, but a modern fight.
Hey Nina, when you're not talking, mute the mic, because you got a background echo for whatever reason. But whenever you talk, just unmute the mic. God gifted. Cruz versus Tank is not really a Castillo versus Floyd. Castillo was not really on Floyd level. Floyd was injured. Just
that
like
first fight, I don't know, man. That first fight, I think Castillo took it.
This is how we know that Castillo wasn't close to Floyd level. Because in a rematch Floyd ran away with it. So we won't know if.
Oh
this,
yeah.
I think that Cruz is better than Castillo, and I think that if Cruz fight Tank in a rematch with a full camp, even though Tank gonna win, it's gonna be a close fight. The second fight between Mayweather and Castillo wasn't close. That shows you that the first fight was a fluke. If I could do something, that means I could do it every day. Like
I feel Tank's gonna beat him. He's gonna beat him a lot more clear the second fight. To be honest,
he better, but you gotta understand two different things gonna happen. Tank hand most likely is gonna be injured, and Cruz isn't gonna be on a short notice. They're gonna both have a full camp. You dealing with a man in Cruz who's gotten much more experience now. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
But so has Tank. Tank has gained a lot of experience, and I feel like he grew from that fight too.
Who, Tank?
And now that they know each other,
hold up, park the brakes. You say you feel like Tank has grown. How? Give me some examples. Show me some of his fights where you say this is where Tank is doing better now than he wasn't doing against Cruz.
I feel like his footwork has gotten a lot better. The way he got out at Rolly's way and the way he matadored Rolly.
Hold up, though. I made a video. I'm sorry to cut you off. I made a prediction video saying that Rolly does not know how to cut the ring off.
You did. No, KJ, I went through your profile. Yeah, you did a lot of prediction on that. You called it out step by step. Even you did a good job on that. You did a very good job on that.
Thank you. But Pitbull Cruz, he cannot. I mean, Rolly Romero, you cannot compare Tank's ability to maneuver the ring because Rolly does not cut the ring off like Pitbull Cruz. Pitbull Cruz been cutting the ring off since he started getting on TV, since he started getting on pay-per-view. Pitbull Cruz, he'll go to the outside and he'll know okay, if I go this way, the opponent gonna go that way. He's gonna throw his hook into the direction that the opponent is trying to move. It worked against Tank Davis, and Tank Davis is one of the best movers in boxing. So I had to cut you off, get there and say that.
Oh, sorry.
You can't use
but would that mean that Cruz's titles are short lived?
What do you mean?
He ain't gonna hold these titles long.
Oh no, he not. No, Tank gonna take the title from him. That's the whole plan.
Gotcha.
That's been the plan for a while now. It wouldn't have mattered. It didn't matter if Rolly won or if Cruz won. That's why they wasn't gonna bail Rolly out like how they did against Barrosos. Barrosos was not in the future plans of PBC.
Gotcha.
That's the business of boxing. Barrosos wasn't on the board. Rolly and Cruz, they both were on the board. It didn't matter who won because Tank was gonna fight the winner regardless. And that's how Tank is gonna make his debut into holding titles at 140. I ain't gonna say his debut at 140. We know that was against Barrios, but into being a title world champion at 140, it was gonna be off of the winner of this fight. This was planned and in the making for a long time. Cruz is not gonna be able to keep that belt from Tank Davis unless he shows that he's greater than everybody thought. He shows that mission with a full camp is enough to beat Tank. I don't think it's gonna be enough.
So at this point, then, all right, we got Cruz in position. Cruz is calling out Haney, we said, right?
He's not gonna get the Haney fight.
Okay, now what would be Cruz's next fight? I'm just hypothetically.
Probably that T.O. or that Matisse.
T.O. Matisse?
Hold up. We got your boy though. Is he at 140? Antoine
Russell?
Is he signed with PBC?
Yeah, I think he did. Let's do the research on that. Let's not put that out there. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let's do the research on that.
They could get that'd be a
somebody in the comment might know.
Nobody gonna give Russell
a shot. They actually don't want Cruz. This is what I know. They don't want Cruz to lose his next fight. They want him to win his next fight, give Tank time to beat Frank Martin, and then they have a big showdown at 140. But just because you plan it, don't mean that you could manifest. Don't mean you could bring it to fruition.
Yeah, but if Tank goes up to 140, will he defend it?
PBC didn't plan for Errol to lose to Crawford that way. They wanted Errol to win. That messed up a lot of stuff that they had planned.
So where's Jerron Ennis in all of this then?
Jerron Ennis got to force himself into this shit. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. He got a belt too.
Jerron Ennis, if I was him, I'd just jump up to 154, fight Virgil Ortiz, beat him, and then start calling out those guys. 147
Who's Crawford fighting?
147 died with Errol Spence.
Nobody.
Yeah. Nobody.
Who's Crawford fighting now?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Crawford was supposed to fight Fundora, but Crawford isn't. He was only in a one-fight deal with PBC. He didn't want to really give all of his rights over to PBC. So it looks like they're going to go with the Errol Spence versus Fundora.
That's
Yeah.
where I was
Oh,
confused when
wow.
they started
Crawford, he
pushing
might
Errol
get
Spence versus
blackballed. He
Fundora.
might get blackballed once again.
Hold on a second. You just said Spence against who? Fundora?
Fundora.
Fundora.
That's going to be a hell of a good fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Woo.
That's the thing that Crawford don't get.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence has been doing this and selling out them arenas in Texas for a while now. So
Yeah.
he's a sure thing. The way that he fights, it's not the best. It's not Errol Spence's style would never allow him to be #1 pound for pound. Because when you get in there with a counter puncher, we saw what's gonna happen. But the fans
But
who
when I
don't
was
give a shit about the sweet science, they want to see somebody coming forward throwing punches. Fundora is gonna do that, and Errol Spence is gonna do that. So it's gonna be an action-packed night. But
So
really,
yeah,
nobody
I see
really
a
knows
lot
who
of
Crawford's
openings.
fighting him?
I see.
you talk about being fair. Terrence Crawford actually deserves the fight against Fundora, and he will make an easier workout of Fundora than Errol Spence.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but who is he
Looking
fighting
at the
though? Like
fight last night. Now, to me, he's a tall dude, but I saw a lot of openings, yo.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know if
Like
y'all been
no
following him, but
defense.
last night he looked bad. You know why? Because he
Yeah.
let everybody get in his head trying to tell him, you got to be a boxer. You're not jabbing enough. Guess what? You're not Tommy Hearns, Fundora. You don't have the natural athleticism and mechanics to be a real boxer. Get back
Yeah.
to fighting. That's when you were dominating. And if you
and
lose
he
while
took
you're
it.
fighting, then so be it. But develop your style, develop your own natural body mechanics. Don't try to change it up now. That's what Rolly tried to do. That's what
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia trying to do. It's not a successful process. Just get better at what you do best. Look at Pitbull Cruz, champion of the world at 140. This man is 5'4" with shoes on. Champion of the world at 140 by sticking to his guns and working within his element. I'm on
And
fire
he took
today,
it on
man.
a
If
short
y'all in here,
notice
make
too.
sure y'all tapping that screen
Yeah.
liking the live.
Hey, so where you rank Pitbull Cruz at 140 right now? Like where you rank him?
He's top 10. That's it don't matter where you put him, but
Yeah,
he's
he
top
top
10
five now.
in the world. He's top 10 in the world from 135 and 140. Most of the fighters in the world will lose against that style. I've been told y'all. What Tank did shows you how great Tank Davis is. And we have to change the way that we view Tank Davis after that fight. Pitbull Cruz is no slouch.
Yeah.
Pitbull Cruz is no chicken dinner. He's one of the best in the world at what he does. He is the Joe Frazier of the lightweight division. Joe Frazier is in the Hall of Fame. That style is not no joke. Tank was able to get in there, box, trade, and come out on top. So we gotta give Tank his credit. He one of the best in the world, but so is Pitbull is top 10 at least. It don't matter where you put him. He's not #1 though. He ain't #1, probably not #2, but he's top 10 in the world between 135 and 140. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
How crazy would a fight between Matias and Pitbull be?
Man, you late. You ain't hear when Kevin just said that, man? You had your earplugs in. Dog.
Man, Pitbull gonna sweep him, bro.
He
Man,
is.
look, if they make really that's the next fight to make, but if Matias wins that fight, it's gonna be bad for Tank. Because I don't really Tank fighting Matias and there's no rehydration clause, because once you go to 140, you at 140. Nobody wanna hear about them clauses. That shit make you look weak. It's gonna be an easier time
So,
for
so
Tank to fight
what I'm hearing is Cruz is in a real political situation because he just got the titles. Okay, so that's going to be a short lived if he take on that fight if Haney and him meet up. So
No,
when
Haney
that
and him
fight,
not gonna meet up.
Yeah,
It's
they
about
not.
him and Tank. That's what they want.
I'm in Tank.
Yep, that's what they want. And that's what I want. You know why? That's what everybody want. The money. And I need Tank to shut up the Mexican fan base for me.
Yeah,
Tank,
he really need to.
and like y'all say, he going by
Yes.
Abdul Wahid. Abdul Wahid is my brother. I'm rooting for him all day, every day. I need you to go ahead and go to Mexico and dominate. Just like Pernell Whitaker, just like Floyd Mayweather, just like the long list of black men who've been doing it the way we've been doing. Y'all know how we be doing when we fight
Yeah,
the Mexican fighters.
man.
So for the time, Tank, I need you to shut up the entire country in Mexico.
Yeah,
Rematch
he
him,
got
give him a
to.
full camp, and go ahead and show him what it is. Show him the difference between our footwork and their footwork, and show him
Yeah.
who got the supremacy. And I mean no disrespect in that, but I'm a black man. I'm a proud black man. Tank, I need you to go ahead and do that for me, brother.
Ooh, there they come. It's over with.
crazy. I can't tell you. Crazy.
Go ahead.
There they
Hey,
come.
call me what you want. Don't call
Hey
me.
Tank, this is me
Go
too.
down there and
Tank,
put a Mexican
Tank,
flag
you need to
around
do
your
that
back.
for me too. Keffa, do that for me too.
Put that Mexican flag around your back. No harm, no foul. We love the
Hey, do
Mexicans.
what Roger
They're
did when he
working
wear
with us.
the
I
Mexican
love the
hat and
Mexican
walk out with
culture.
that.
I love the way that y'all come together. I love the way y'all support each other. I love the businesses,
Yeah.
the construction, the auto mechanic industry, the different industries that y'all dominate. But I need Tank Davis to go down there and
Hey, you
stepped
think
on the
Tank should wear the
oh, that's what
Mexican
I
hat
need.
like Roger did?
Yeah, like Roger, like Mayweather, like Purnell. Tank,
Yeah, come out
put that
like that.
sombrero on, Tank. Tank, put that sombrero on. Put the Mexican
Yeah,
flag on like a cape and go down
put
there
that
and be a
Mexican
black
flag on,
superhero.
brother.
And while you down there, Tank, I need you to leave your imprint down there. Mess with a couple of Mamacitas and leave behind a couple of Tank Davises. Make a little village over there. You know what I mean? Leave your genetics over
What?
there.
What's the
AD.
What's the dude with the gold hair behind you? What's the dude name right behind you? What's his name? Yeah, yeah.
Supremacy,
Matias.
the Puerto Rican
That's the fight
assassin.
I want to see him fight him. Puerto Rican against Mexican. I would love to see
Yeah,
That's
that.
that's
what
gonna
I
go
just
crazy.
said.
I don't know if
Okay.
they're gonna make that fight happen, but Kefa and God get the he followed you up on that.
Yeah.
If they fight the Puerto Rican and the Mexican boy, and then the Styles, that's gonna be
Woo.
a fight for the ages. And guess
Woo.
what? Neither one of them will ever be pound for pound
I don't see no
because they
comments.
have
I
a
don't see no
limited
comments. Where the
dimension.
comments at on this one? It ain't got nothing to do with
Cruz
black and white. We talking
Cruz
Spanish.
might not be able to beat Tank, but I think Matias can.
Huh?
Man, can
I
we
don't
get
think Cruz
Shakur
could
in this
beat.
Thank
conversation?
you. Thank you, God.
Shakur,
That's
please
what
go
I
up there
was
and
saying.
144.
I said that if Matias beats Cruz, it's bad for PBC, it's bad for Tank. That's a much harder fight
Yup.
for Tank.
Yup.
Cruz is already a number.
I honestly
Cruz is
think
already a hard
Matias will.
fight. But
I
imagine
think
somebody
Matias
with
will
the
beat
same
Tank.
intensity. Hold up, God. Imagine somebody with the same intensity as Pitbull Cruz. He seems to have the same punch resistance, but he has much longer arms. He's 5'9".
Yup.
He has the same frame as a Devin Haney. Much harder fight for Tank. So I
And
think we need Cruz
I
to
think
hold on
honestly
to that belt so Tank can get it.
he has a more punch output than Pitbull. To be honest, he punches a lot more. He
That
throws a
man,
lot more punches than Pitbull does.
he has
I'm
a
gonna
clean
break that fight down for
style.
y'all
more
though.
hittable and less durable
The
though.
reason why
Matias get
it's
hit
hard to
way
beat.
more than
Go ahead,
Rolly
leader.
do. So I'm gonna just break that down for you. Matias get
Yeah,
hit way more than Rolly do,
exactly.
and that's
Yeah, but he
sad.
got a chin.
His head
And that's
straight
sad.
there.
Well, you say he get hit way more than Rolly?
Yes,
But guess what,
Not
though,
yet.
Lena?
Hey.
Let me tell you something. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all looking at boxing from a prism of Floyd Mayweather. This sport has never been about who's the slickest guy ever. This is about
Nope.
styles and different themes, different
Yup.
characters, different backgrounds, different hearts and souls going into the ring. Matias is coming in there to hit and be hit. Some fighters come in there to hit and don't get hit like Shakur Stevenson. Matias don't give a damn about getting hit. I watched him
Nope.
fight Ponce. He stood right in front of the man, took everything the man had to offer, and looked him in the face and said, "Guess what? I'm offering a little bit more than you. You're gonna lay down today." You cannot take away from a boxer because he has a style that doesn't fit under the Mayweather umbrella.
Well,
Boxing has never
I'm
been
not
about
gonna
that.
throw tissue under the bus because last night he called out Haney. He said, "Come on, y'all guys, you want a good scrap? Come on, I'll give you one." That dude's a real worker, man, in that ring. Those
Yeah,
were
I'm
he
two
telling
showed
you
me. He
workers
that,
showed
in
me
there
Kelvin.
Tim
last
Zoo.
night.
Haney is sweeping that dude.
Tim
He's
Zoo
not even
shocked me in that fight.
competition.
He showed me that he's better than I thought he was.
Yeah, he shocked me too.
He
I knew
shocked
that he
me
could
too.
counter punch, but I didn't know that he was that. He was relaxed. He didn't give a damn. He wiping blood off his face. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like he looked like he belonged. He could be a champion for a long time. I don't know if he could beat Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence or even Jermell Charlo. But he shot coming out of Australia. He showed that Cambosos isn't the only level that they can produce. They can go to an even higher level. So he made Australia look good. And if he didn't get that gas, he would have beat Fundora. But he
Yeah.
got it. That's the history of boxing. That's sports.
Somebody said last night was a vampire's dream.
That whole fight card
There was a lot
was
of
talking
blood,
about something
baby.
last night though.
That
Hey,
call was
shout
nice,
out to
man.
PBC. That's how you start an organization.
That
That's
was
how
the
you
best call
start
of the
something
year.
new. They started with a Roman bloodbath. That was their first event. That was the first Amazon Prime event. That shit went crazy. And the way they did it was so strategic. They started with fighters that they knew was gonna bring it. They
Yeah,
knew Tim Zoo, he's coming forward.
yeah,
Sebastian, he changed up his style and he needs to change back because he's not be able to survive with his new style. But they
yeah,
knew that Tim Zoo was going to bring it. They knew that Pitbull Cruz was going to bring it. It don't
Yeah.
get no better than that, man. That's how UFC fights look with the guys bleeding.
yeah,
The doctors were worried that Fundora was going to be choking on his own blood. You had Tim Zoo with the gash, and they had to keep putting that white stuff on his
yeah.
head.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was some gladiator type shit. That wasn't even boxing. That was like we're gonna please the fans and we're gonna show y'all what this production is gonna be about. So
Yeah.
Al Heyman, Mayweather, y'all did a damn good job, man.
Hey,
Good
Even
job.
Yeah,
is
they
Floyd
did.
Joanne
Mayweather
is gonna
was
is
fighting out there. What's his name?
Hmm?
Floyd Mayweather fighter.
Come here, Mo.
Oh,
Yeah,
Carmel.
him. Even
That's the
they.
thing, though. They messed up. Why in the hell ain't Carmel on the damn card?
Hey, I seen the fight though. He went to auditions with dude. I
But
heard.
he had his hands down. He was feeling himself. But bruh, Carmel is good enough for y'all to put that on the. Let the people see him. The motherfucker in there with his hands down,
It was on
showboat,
YouTube.
and it's on YouTube. But put it on the
Yeah.
pay-per-view. He could have went right before. I didn't know those lightweights that was on that card. You know what I mean? Them lightweight. They could have put Carmel out there, get his ass in front.
Yeah, man. They should have did that.
But it's because they don't want him to lose and everybody say, who give a damn? Right now, he got a chance. Social media is bigger than it's ever been. He got a chance to be bigger than Tank. Put him in front of the big screen. He looked ready.
Yes,
Y'all
build
putting
that
on
fight
people
up.
that y'all know he gonna beat anyway. Let the
Don't
people
set
see
him.
it. Let everybody see it. Pay-per-view.
I think when he get 10-0, he got to go up against somebody like top notch.
Yeah, they building them up for Inoue, whatever
Anyway,
his name is.
Nina see it. I said it a
Mm-hmm.
year ago. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nina.
He
is
said he
Jerron
gonna work
Ennis?
with Floyd Mayweather on Monday. I heard.
Huh?
He said Kamel said he gonna work with Floyd Mayweather on Monday.
I mean, he been working with Floyd since he was a kid, NBA.
Yeah.
Is Jerron
Floyd used
Ennis
to
gonna
pay his
be on
rent.
the Frank
Floyd
Martin
used to pay his
and
damn rent and all that. Like
Tank
he
fight?
been, huh?
Yep.
Do you guys know if Jerron Ennis is gonna be on the undercard of the Frank Martin versus Tank fight?
I know that Ennis was on the undercard before, and his father said he wants Ennis to hold his own pay-per-views because he feels as though Ennis got overshadowed and he didn't put on his best work. This was the Karen Chuka John fight. After that fight, his father said that Ennis need to be putting on his own pay-per-view. He don't need to be no undercard. So I don't know if he's gonna be on the Tank Davis undercard. And I agree. I think Ennis is talented enough to put on his own pay-per-view. But just like I was saying about Ryan Garcia earlier, y'all shooting in the gym, but are y'all shooting outside of the gym? Are y'all doing the photo shoots? Are y'all doing the lives? Are y'all?
Yeah. Because the numbers right now for the Haney Garcia fight, they say it's not looking good.
Huh?
The pay-per-view for the Haney Ryan fight is not looking good.
You know everybody
I
saving
told you that though, Kevin.
Yeah, I remember everything you said. I always go back and revert back to you. And you're right. It's not doing all what everybody think it would do.
You know why?
No,
Because it
because
takes
people.
two. Devin Haney, he will not be. He would. I said it, and I wasn't taking away from Devin Haney as a fighter. Devin Haney is going to be remembered as a great fighter, but there's something that he's missing in the department of charisma.
Yeah.
The only way that Devin going to be a household name, he has to fight Tank and dominate Tank, and people will still they won't love him like how they love Tank even after that. But that's gonna gain in respect, just like it did with Terrence Crawford. All across America, people they know who Crawford is and they respect him. They don't love him still to this day. They do not love him, and they never will because he was missing something as far as charisma and the way that Bob handled his career. But
See,
Devin,
I don't know.
He's doing everything that people claim they want you to do, but the fans aren't willing to pay to see him because his style doesn't win him over. His personality doesn't win him over, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with
I
that.
don't think Jerron is a pay-per-view draw though yet. I don't think not yet.
The way that he fights, the Matrix, the shit that he was doing, he could definitely be a pay-per-view draw. But you cannot be the quiet. You cannot be the quiet guy. You need to speak up.
Yeah, he gotta
be the
speak
quiet
up.
guy. Go get in a movie. You know what I mean? Go drop a rap video. Do something.
Yeah, you got to be that guy that we all want to see and talk about.
Yeah.
As far as the Haney and Garcia fight, I think it's going to be a high influx of buys, like right before the fight, like on the 19th, on the 18th, when people are sure that Ryan's going to fight. Because people are unsure about Ryan fighting.
Vandal, that's a great point, but it's the thing. They supposed to do at least. They supposed to really, when you think about what Devin has accomplished in the sport, youngest undisputed champion, jump to 140, gets a belt automatically, and he's fighting somebody with a social media following as Ryan Garcia, somebody that already made pay-per-view history against Tank Davis. They supposed to do at least 500K buys. I don't think they're going to do that.
Right, and then also you got to keep in mind, and you guys are very intelligent on the panel. Wait a minute, you guys are very intelligent on your jobs, whatever you do with managers. The stats and what these guys are looking at, the numbers not matching up to the budget. It's supposed to be a certain budget at this first portion of the fight, and they're nowhere near those numbers. So it's crazy.
It's because
Ryan is cooking it.
I just want to say this.
Ryan cooking it.
Pitbull don't need Tank to sell
actually,
no more.
Ryan doing good. Ryan is in the media every other day, like it or
He a
not.
flight risk, though.
Anybody who buys a ticket, they're going to be buying most likely for Ryan. That is Devin. Devin not doing enough. People don't believe the bad guy act, so give him a different act, or just be yourself. But Devin has to find some type of way to get people interested in these damn fights.
Shut his daddy up. Shut his daddy up and he talk. Let him talk.
Maybe
his daddy need to stop talking for him.
Yeah, man. I get
his daddy be talking
he need
much,
Bill to
man.
talk,
You know what I
because
think?
Devin
I
is
think
not
that-
a personality,
I think
man. Like
he-
has
That's
no
my
personality.
point. We will accept him just the way he is, because he will fight. So I'm not looking at you to be all this out the ring. Just talk to us. Be more who you are. Look how soft back in the day. You would think Roberto Duran was a hard guy. He was a hard guy in the ring. He was the nicest guy outside the ring if you ever met him.
But Roberto Duran was saying crazy stuff too, though.
But
Like
it was
Roberto
media hype.
Duran, he'll knock you out, and then say they said, man, Roberto Duran knocked the dude out and said if I would have trained longer, I would have sent him to the morgue.
Hey, you know who was funny, KJ?
Roberto was saying stuff that was kind of edgy. You know what I mean?
Hector Camacho was funny, bro.
NBA, hold up. This is what I'm gonna say about Devin and his dad. His dad was with him the entire time. So his dad is proud, and his dad is going to continue to talk. But Devin, I don't think he should try to shush his dad. But like y'all said, he needs to be the one going on these TV shows. Why is it that your father went on Cam and Mace?
Yeah.
You get your ass up there. Bill Haney, he's done what he's done, and we know he did a great job as a father.
Yes,
I
he
can't
did.
sit here as a black man and be like, oh, stop talking, Bill. But there's no way that Devin Haney ain't the one that's going on the show. You the one fighting. You the one that needs to get your face familiar with the public. Cam and Mace, they doing great. They getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views every day on YouTube. Get your ass up there, talk your shit, and get people familiar with your face. Your father can't be the face behind you no more.
Do you remember back in the day? And we don't get to see it enough today. Back in the day, fighters. Wait a minute. Back in the day, fighters would be sitting on night shows, sitting on the couch. Yeah. You don't see that no more. You don't see them.
I don't think
That's
they
the
sure about
problem with these father-son duos.
As far as their personality, they're not really sure which way they want to go. Do they want them to be the villain? Do they want them to be the good guy? I think they're still unsure about that.
Right. That's a good point. That's a good point.
How about everybody stop trying to copy Floyd and be yourself?
Exactly.
Man, be you, man.
Zoo was trying to wake up everybody, be like like an old school fighter. He warned everybody. He was like, stop being like a little, like, you know what? And then they gave like that was an old school fight yesterday.
Look, let me tell y'all something. When you go watch old school boxers, it's stuff that they was doing back then. People that like we didn't grow up in that era. I be searching on YouTube for these clips and shit. But you see, when Muhammad Ali went to go fight Ernie Terrell, y'all don't know Ernie Terrell was a singer. Ernie Terrell wrote a diss track and sung on a stage about how he was gonna whoop Muhammad Ali.
And you know what Hector Camacho did?
Yeah, they showed their own natural person. Everybody, I'm gonna do what Floyd did. I'm gonna do what Floyd did. No. What does Devin like to do?
That's his biggest problem.
We want to get to know Devin. We want to get to know Shakur.
Now, you know what it is?
And let me tell y'all something. Hold up. I'm gonna finish the plane. I'm gonna let y'all go. Shakur, he be in them streets or whatever, or he was in the streets. But I know that it's a talent that he has outside of boxing. Maybe he good at pool. Maybe y'all good on the court. Show people those other sides so they can familiarize themselves with you. Everybody trying to act like they Floyd is ruining boxing. That's why people they don't believe you. Devin, you're not a villain. You're not selling it. Just show who you are. Yeah.
You know Hector Camacho, right? He showed up to Mexico. He was like, "Where's Chavez at?"
Yeah, and Camacho.
Yeah, that's what they need to start doing.
Camacho came to the fights with a nice little uniform outfit. He was in there doing the salsa and the bachata. He was dancing.
Yeah.
He used to do the some of his dances was kind of questionable. You know what I mean? He used to take a little bit but he was in there dancing.
You know what the problem is?
Yeah.
You know what the problem is? Is the son and father duels. Now they think that the dad could play the villain and they could just sit back and do whatever and just chill. Same thing with David Benavidez and his dad. Same thing with Robert Guerrero and his dad. Same thing with Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia. Like, they just sit back and they don't do any of the talking.
They don't want to take the arrows. They want their father to take the arrows. No. Your father old.
Yep.
You don't need to be taking no arrows anyway. Once your dad is with you, he trains you, he markets you. Now you're a grown man. All right, Dad, it's time for me to grow my own mane. As y'all know, Kevin, time to cut my beard. Time to grow your own beard. You know what I mean? Tell you, Dad, all right, Dad, you're going to take a background role now. I'm stepping into the light. I'm going to be the one driving the train from now on. When you get old, you give it to your son. All right, son, I can't do it like I used to. Their dad shouldn't be the ones really on these talk shows primarily. There's nothing wrong
But
with
that's
being
what they
bad on
do.
the
That's
talk
the
show from here and
problem.
there. But you go on the talk show, you talk your own shit.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
You could be
That's the
confident.
problem. They don't do that, you know?
Because
You
a
could be.
lot of guys don't. This is why I always give credit to fighters like Rolly. A lot of guys. Look, I'm just an amateur boxer. Most amateur boxers could have a following bigger than mine. They have more resources than me, but they don't want people to know who they are going to the fights. That's what it boiled down to. People believe in themselves, but they believe in themselves to a certain degree. Most people won't get on camera and talk that shit, pop that hot shit, because if they lose, they know the video's coming, the memes coming,
Yeah.
the pictures coming.
Yeah.
So shout out to
Yep.
Rolly for having the
Boots needs to
balls.
speak up in order to
Shout
get
out to
that Crawford
Floyd for
fight.
having the balls. Ali for having the balls. Most fighters don't have that amount of courage, but all fighters have courage. You need courage to get in the ring, but all fighters don't have the amount of courage to go out there and talk it and then have to walk it. And when you lose, everybody is trying to like, oh, remember when you said this? That's the game that we play.
Yeah, and
So
that
that's
goes
what
back to
Boots
what I
needs to
talked
do.
about last time with black fighters not wanting to get embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so hard for them to get in the ring with each other
If
because
you
they
want
don't
to
want
be
to take the
successful in
L.
America and you're a black man, I got some news for you. The game is
Hey,
against you. People
what do y'all
they may
think?
not want you to be successful. Guess what? Fuck it. You have
We got
to
a
be
good.
yourself. You can't walk around trying to get people to like you. You can't walk around, well, if I do this, then they're gonna turn against me. If they turn against you, they was never with you anyway.
That
Make your
Right.
money, be unapologetic. The people that's gonna be with you, they're gonna stay with you. If you got a woman and she really with you, you go get knocked out, she's still gonna
Well,
be
I
with
got to
you.
give Haney dad. I got to give Haney dad some credit, and I'm a dad too.
Yes.
My son,
Right.
my son is a fighter. He's getting back in the gym. He's 23, and we train. I understand the father-son emotion when it comes to that, but I also understand the nature of the game. You got to let your son go.
Yep.
You got to.
Yup.
That's just growth for your son. If you care
Yep.
about your
In
fighter,
the
you
game.
got to let him or her grow in the
In the
game.
game. Not just
What I'm
boxing
getting,
and fast.
uh-huh.
Let me say
Hey,
this, Kelsey.
KJ.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
All right, so you said like
No,
Tank.
hold on, Stevens. Cause I'm gonna let Nina go, then I'm gonna let you go. Cause when he said yeah, I said yeah, Nina said, let me say this. Go ahead, Nina.
I just want to say this. Devin Haney would be a way lesser fighter if he didn't have Bill Haney.
That's why I would
Like,
never say tell Bill to shut up.
yeah,
That's why I would never. I always say Bill could keep talking, but Devin need to talk a little bit louder. But I can't say, oh, Bill take a back seat. We need the fathers and the sons to be coming up in this front in our community. It got to be normalized. Father, son. Here we are. We walking in the room. Yeah, that's my father. Boom, I'm his son. The father could talk, but the father, now that Devin is in that lane, the father got to take a little bit of a back seat. And when Devin
Fall
gets
back.
to have kids, he gonna have to start taking a little bit of back seat. That's the
Because
natural way of life. Because at the end of the
what's his
day,
name was trying to do that with his son. What his name? Come on, help me. I'm getting old, guys. Man, he's retired. He old. Come on, man.
Shane Mosley.
Huh?
Shane Mosley.
No, the Mexican Spanish. His son got on drugs and started messing around, and we thought he was gonna come on, guys. Help me out. Y'all know, man. Y'all know. It'll come to me. Go ahead, talk.
he fought De La Hoya.
Chavez Jr.
Yeah, Chavez Jr. Exactly. Same scenario.
In the chat.
Yeah. His father
got you.
knew. His father was doing that. Then his father realized it, and he had to let his son do the talking
Yup.
because the father started out doing that.
Yup. Even Floyd would Tank. Floyd used his own influence to make Tank famous. But guess what? Now you don't see Floyd at the press conference talking. Floyd got
Right.
and Floyd had to learn that too. Like, okay, I'd have to let Tank star shine. My time is
Right.
gone. That's just a natural thing. Hey, Stevens World, you was gonna make a point. I cut you off and let Nina go. What's up, man?
All right, so you said something about like fighters like talking. Do you think Boots is getting like a little bit like too quiet, like he has to force himself in to fight
Yeah,
Terrence
man,
Crawford?
I done said that on
Yeah, he has to
live. Boots Ennis, he gonna have to show his. Listen, Boots could talk trash. Him and Speedy Ellis. Speedy fucked up because Speedy. That's the thing. A lot of times the fights that's supposed to happen that will help careers, they don't happen because one guy doesn't hold up his end of the bargain. In basketball, we never got to see Kobe and LeBron go up against each other in the playoff. LeBron ain't hold up his end of the bargain. He lost. Now look back to the back of what I'm saying. Speedy Ellis and Jerron Ennis was going back and forth. This was before that fight. They both really messed up because they both got distracted and they both had some of their worst nights in their careers. But when you heard Jerron going back and forth with Speedy, you could tell that he could talk a little bit of shit. You know what I mean? He has it in him, but he has to do it more often. And he gotta create a character. And I'm not saying be somebody that you're not. There is an element to your character that you just could sell a little bit more. If you have an aggressive side, sell that more to the people. That way they could attach to your persona.
Right. Can somebody answer a question?
And
what
then,
was Rolly? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
Oh no, man, you go, man.
I was just trying to figure out, just throwing a little laughter in there. What was Rolly talking about after the end? He found Jesus too?
No, he was saying he'll be back just like Jesus came back.
Happy Easter.
Rolly ass tripping.
He tripping out, man. That's crazy, man.
What do y'all think about Duran versus Mario Barrios?
That's a banger.
Great step-up fight, and because Barrios has that Mexican fan base, that's a great way to get more eyes on Boots.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah. Barrios already agreed to it too.
And you said like Tank wants to fight like Pitbull Cruz, right? If
he don't have a choice. Tank actually preferred to fight Rolly Romero. Tank was rooting for Rolly.
No, yeah, I agree that.
On Twitter, he don't have no choice. This is his easiest chance, and it's actually smart because this is actually like a tune-up, but it's not a tune-up because they got the belt. Rolly had the belt, and now Cruz had the belt. Cruz is not really a 140-pound fighter, but this is a tune-up for Tank going up and making those big title fights against 140-pound fighters. So this is Tank getting his feet wet, really.
And if he defends that,
he'd have preferred to do it against Rolly than against Cruz. If Tank could have went the rest of his career without fighting Cruz, he would have done it. And I don't blame him because, bro, who the fuck want to fight Pitbull? Even if you win, you're gonna feel it. It's like, damn, I gotta fight this motherfucker. Tank. You know what I mean?
Right.
When Floyd had to fight Cotto, as soon as the fight was over, Floyd said, "God damn, this man think about retiring." And it's like, it's not a knock on Tank when I say that. It's just some fighters, that's how it is. You in there, you like, God damn.
Yeah, but we do need that rematch though. We need that rematch.
Yeah,
we need that rematch.
And if he wins it against Pitbull Cruz, and then if he wins against Pitbull Cruz, is that the best way to fight Devin Haney?
No, he's not going after Haney. Haney gonna be one of the last fights. But I'm gonna say this, man. When we get the rematch with Tank and Pitbull Cruz, it's gonna be like Dia de los Muertos. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a sad day in Mexico. It's gonna be a sad day. You know why? Because right now, what they can do in Mexico, they could always say, well, Cruz won the first fight. They could always hold on to that. Yeah, you saw what Cruz did in the first fight, and this second fight is gonna rip their hearts out. It's gonna hurt them to the corazón. Ain't gonna be no piñatas. Ain't gonna be no celebration. Ain't gonna be no confetti. Ain't gonna be no sombrero. Ain't gonna be nothing. They're gonna have to accept that Tank Davis is better than Pitbull Cruz, man.
That's why
and the worst thing that could happen, I think Tank might go ahead and get a stoppage, man. If he get the stoppage, it's gonna kill him. It's gonna kill him, man. It's gonna kill all of Mexico. Gonna be sad for a month.
Exactly.
He's gonna tear that body up and lower that high guard he got. Then that's when he gonna stop.
That uppercut was foreshadowed.
I didn't know that Cruz had been dropped before with a body shot.
Who dropped?
That uppercut that Tank was missing by a little bit is foreshadowed.
They came up and said Cruz has been hit before with a body shot. I gotta do my research on it. Okay. But I'm going to see if I can find a video footage if it happened. If that has
I was surprised Rolly didn't do that.
Tank, I'm gonna tell you, hit that body. Don't try to. His head is too big. He don't have no neck.
Too big.
He don't have no neck. His head is.
Hey, did you see last night? Did you see last night when Rolly did tag him in the body a couple times?
Yeah.
Cruz felt that.
Yep.
Cruz felt that.
Yep. And Rolly should have kept going to the body.
Yeah.
Fight him again.
Rolly had him time too. After the first
it's that
round,
selfishness. It's that selfishness. He wants to get famous. He wants to get popularity. He wants to knockout win. He was building up the fight, saying that he would.
Rolly should have won last night. It was ridiculous.
Rolly was in there trying to survive
after the first round.
Yeah, Rolly got hit the first round. It wasn't about popularity. It wasn't about selfishness. Rolly already popular. He's already famous. Rolly was in there trying to survive.
Yeah.
Man, I think Tank gonna go in the second fight trying to retire. Like he ain't even gonna try to go for the knockout because he should have ran the whole round. Pitbull.
No,
you know what they could use Rolly for? He'll be a great gatekeeper fighter. Rolly be a gatekeeper fighter.
Yeah,
that's what he needs to do.
He became after this night. He became a gatekeeper. And boxing, they don't give you so many chances. Like you're supposed to win certain fights. Fundora was supposed to beat Brian Mendoza. This was his second chance. They gave it to him right after a knockout. That's really unprecedented. That's some Lomachenko type shit. But anyway,
Ain't it ironic that
he
Mendoza
gets
was like
Without
cut.
that
young as
elbow,
fuck?
Tim.
If
Without
Fundora
that,
doesn't
Undisputed
beat Errol
championship?
Spence, Fundora gonna become a gatekeeper. Or if he doesn't beat Terrence Crawford, they only give you about 2 chances in boxing.
Yeah.
without that elbow, Tim Tszyu would have dropped Sebastian Fundora.
Facts.
Dropped him.
Facts.
He was about to get knocked out, bro.
But
Rolly
guess
is the
what though?
Mayorga.
Guess what though? Henry Cooper would have beat Ali.
Mayorga.
Without that cut, Henry Cooper would have beat Ali. That's boxing.
Yeah.
Rolly is the
Right.
Mayorga of our generation.
No. Rolly is not the Mayorga was better boxer and tougher than, and there's no disrespect to Rolly. Mayorga was tougher, was a better boxer, and had got notable wins. Rolly hasn't had a notable win yet in his career. Mayorga beat Vernon Forrest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did.
Rolly hasn't had that moment yet in his career. If Rolly sticks around, I believe he will start to get those moments, but Rolly got to change his defense. Get your hands up, man. If you got a low guard, you got to be a great athlete.
Yes, and change that coach.
Next chance is gonna be
Please
with
go
the
back to your
upcoming
first
guys.
coach, man.
Yeah, I don't know why he left Coach Bullitt.
I don't know why either.
I think he's better now.
He looked like the same fighter. He looked the same way he looked against Burrow. Why did you lose the coach, man? Get back with Bullitt. The things that you do well, go look at your best fight and capitalize on what you do well. Pitbull Cruz hasn't changed his style since day one. This motherfucker has not changed his style. He a world champion at 140. The man is 5'4".
You know, did y'all see the Carmel fight? Did y'all see the Carmel fight?
No, I only seen highlights.
That man got tagged pretty goddamn hard. He was getting tagged left and right.
Pretty decent.
You said Carmel was getting hit?
Yeah. Like cleanly.
He developing, man. I mean, he just got. We gotta be realistic. What that motherfucker just started.
Yeah, Cuba actually was a he went up in a competition because Cuba wasn't bad.
Yeah,
he was pretty good.
I mean, and that's another thing. Like we can't expect everybody. Like Pernell Whitaker was a finished product when he left the Olympics, but he was an Olympic gold medalist. We already know what we got. When you look at Kermel Moten, the reason Shakur Stevenson cousin was able to beat him, Kermel is a guy like Tank where a lot of it is the athleticism. They got good boxing skill, but it's a mix of athleticism and skill. So they're not gonna be able to just beat everybody with their boxing prowess. Kermel gonna have to knock dudes out. He's gonna have to hurt dudes. He's gonna have to push the fight, and he's gonna be an action-packed fighter. He's not gonna be a super finesse, make you miss type of guy. So we don't expect him to be making everybody miss and winning on points. What Shakur Stevenson does, even though people shit on it, it's very, very hard to do that. And most boxers, they couldn't fight like that if they wanted to. It takes a special amount of reflexes and foot speed.
As long as he learns from that over right hand, because if it was a different fighter, I don't know, man. That would have been a whole different story.
Bro, Camaro got enough time
to
learn and fix his stuff. He can fix his style, but he's straight.
Yeah,
he's straight.
He just started. Let's not say, well, if it was somebody else, boxing, bro. I go back and I watch Muhammad Ali in his early career. The Ali that everybody heralded with such praise. Man, Ali was getting dropped since the amateurs. But Ali was get up and grit, bite that mouthpiece. And show his grit, his toughness, and his championship leather. He would show his championship fervor. But a lot of the guys that you call great, they can get hurt because it's boxing. It's not basketball.
Even Canelo got hurt by Cotto's brother too.
Yeah, right. Great point. Canelo almost got stopped. And now we've never even seen him in that vulnerable of a position ever since then. Those moments they make or they break you in boxing. You can't. There's no way that you can go through this and really be a real champion for an elongated amount of time without being truly tested. And when you get tested, there's a chance that you may not make it out of that test. Floyd been tested against. He was tested against DeMarcus Corley. He got hurt early in his career. He got hurt against DeMarcus Corley, and he just made it through it. And nobody never spoke about it again. He didn't get hurt against Augustus. Augustus confused him, but he didn't get hurt. He got hurt against.
Where's speaking of that? Where's Charlo and the Roaring Two Lions? Where they at?
In jail.
Which
one is in court and one is
I don't know. I
Jamal's in
lost
jail.
track of both of them. I lost track.
Jamel is in jail.
He's still in jail. I thought they bailed him out the first day.
I thought he got bailed out.
Yeah, they out. Both of them out of jail.
Oh, both of them are
They're
out?
investigated because they were at the P. Diddy parties.
No, they wasn't, bro. Something went down with the girlfriend. That's all I know.
It's hard to stay on track. It's hard to stay focused, bro. You gotta really love the game to stay focused.
You have to be obsessed with training and boxing. You have to love the sport.
So wait a minute.
Exactly.
So those two guys. So wait. What? Hey, KJ. So what, guys? What's going on with them? I lost track of them. What is
I'll
really
tell you
going
what's
on?
going
Are they
on.
fighting? Are they fighting?
What's going on, Keffa? They're gonna have to. Jermell Charlo still has a belt at 154, so he's already
Right.
in the mix. Jermall Charlo, he went up and fought. He didn't look too good. His boxing skill looked good, but he didn't get the stoppage against a smaller man. He went up and fought at 160. Didn't make weight. He fought David Benavidez's older brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at 168.
Joseph
No, they
Benavidez.
fought at 160. I think he didn't make weight.
Yeah, they fought at 160.
They fought at
Joseph.
catchweight. They fought at catchweight, and Jamal didn't even come in shape for the catchweight. He didn't take that fight serious.
One of them is in the works to fight Plant already.
Yeah, Plant.
Oh, they did. Oh, that's right.
Jamal.
That's right. We got a Plant fight coming up. We need to talk about that.
That fight is going to be marketed to the streets, though. That everybody know that fight is about Plant slapping him. That's what that fight is about. And
He is
Plant
already
disrespectful.
plant-based.
Caleb Plant is not a good guy. I'm not talking about his character. I'm talking about his persona in boxing. He's a bad guy. He don't give a fuck. When he beat Andre Dirrell, he threw the dirt over him. He shoveled, put the dirt over him.
Yeah.
Then he goes and smacks Jermall Charlo and asks to have a fight with Jermall Charlo. So if he beats him, best believe Plant is gonna pop his shit. So he's an unapologetic white man. This is the energy that we need in boxing. Charlo's gonna have to get that stoppage, and then after that, I think they would have. If Benavidez come back down, they're gonna try to make a Charlo and Benavidez fight.
Wow.
Yeah.
David Benavidez?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Charlo said after Benavidez' last fight, Charlo said David Benavidez' fight against Andre didn't impress him. He said he looked sloppy.
Wow.
That's what we talk about, Charlo. Oh,
Wow.
Hey, I'm gonna make a video on it. I'm gonna show y'all because I'm not just talking. It was in Charlo's post-fight press conference. Charlo didn't look too good himself against Jose Benavidez, but he said that Benavidez Jr. looked sloppy. I mean, not Benavidez Jr., David Benavidez. He said David Benavidez looked sloppy and he didn't impress him. So, hey, if he looked that sloppy, go in there and show him what to do, Charlo. Show him how to do that shit right.
I ain't gonna lie, KJ. Man, that Charlo I seen, it look like he got a good jab. He know his distance. Like, man.
Charlo could do that. This is the thing, Nina. Charlo is a naturally better boxer than the baby brother. He was the more talented one. He's bigger and he's a naturally better boxer. He's more relaxed in the ring. But he was known for having great timing that led to knockouts. That's why he was dangerous. His timing was off in that fight. Of course, he took damn near 3 years off. That's expected. But is he going to be able to get it back after taking 3 years off? The worst thing to do as a boxer is to take time off with no training, with no sparring, no nothing. That's the worst thing to do because you may not be able to get it back. These are human beings. They're not robots.
That's right.
Yeah, I say go fight Plant and then go for Benavidez. That'll be perfect for him.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. But that's only if Benavidez come back down to super middle. David Benavidez might get up to light heavyweight and say, "Damn, I can eat all the way up into the weigh-in. I could."
Right.
No, seriously,
That's
he can
right.
get up there and be like, "Shit, I'm tired of draining myself."
Right.
And then if he ends up beating Bivol or Berthabiev, he's not coming back down. He's just gonna say, "Look, Canelo ducked me in my career, so that's on him. I'm doing bigger and better things."
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah, but if he don't go back down, is he gonna have the market like he would if he go back down to 168?
But that's on Canelo though, Nina. That's not. What can you do? Canelo been ruining boxing for years now. And I'm not talking about his whole legacy. Canelo's legacy overall is great. The last 4 years has been bullshit. That's why he hasn't sold 1 million pay-per-view buys while somehow claiming to be the face of boxing. Because he's fighting fights that nobody wants to see. The fight that people been begging for 4 years is him and Benavidez. That's the fight that's either gonna submit Canelo as the greatest Mexican fighter ever, or submit David Benavidez as the up and coming Mexican fighter that people could get behind. That's what it's always been about. Anthony Joshua wouldn't be the star he is today if Klitschko didn't give him the opportunity. Canelo has been holding up boxing for the past 4 years. That's just all it is.
It's like this.
held up boxing. Jermall Charlo had a belt and didn't fight for damn near 3 years. That's called holding up the sport. If that's the case, let the belts go into the background, retire. Fuck it.
Taco Man in the comments said that Canelo learned from Mayweather. If that was the case, Mayweather would have never fought Canelo when he was 23 and Mayweather was 36.
Canelo had a chance to really be popping, but he lost to Floyd. But Floyd didn't hold up the sport. When Floyd decided that he no longer wanted to fight top competition, he fought Berto and called it a career. He said, well, let me just keep on fighting no names, even though Keith Thurman and Errol Spence and all these guys coming up. No, He said, "Fuck, I'm gonna fight Berto. This is gonna be my my swan song. I'm out.
And then
I can't do
not
no more at
only
a high
just
level.
that,
I'm out."
Mayweather was fighting at 54, coming in at 150 pounds, bro. Like,
Yeah.
motherfucker,
Yep.
really the GOAT.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's like when people say, "Oh, people say, well, who will win between Tank and Mayweather?" Mayweather showed y'all who will win by his actions. Mayweather didn't say, "Canelo, you can only rehydrate to a certain amount." He said, "You can get as big as you want to get. When we get in the ring, I'm gonna show you the difference between me and you."
Exactly. Canelo
That's
just
what I like
using the
about.
weight to duck.
Yeah, but
And the weight never
yeah, you're
mattered
right.
before with Canelo. He fought Kovalev, he didn't say a thing. Fought Bivol, he didn't say a thing. Now all of a sudden, Benavidez, you worried about the weight. That tells me that Canelo knows Benavidez is different than all of those guys. That's another reason why I picked Benavidez to beat Bivol. Because game recognized game. Real recognized real. One great could see another great. He could see him because he is great. He has some of the same things inside of him that the great has. So Canelo knows that Benavidez is great. He's not gonna go on a microphone and tell y'all like, no, he wanted them. He wanted them one. He's not gonna tell y'all that because that's not what you're supposed to do when you're trying to compete with somebody. So you can't give him that much publicly. But in his private moments, when he rests his head at night on his pillow, he's thinking about the Mexican monster.
But
So
also
he goes to his bed. He
he's
has sex
very
before, but it'd
shrewd.
be like his
He's a
David Ruffin
very
shit gonna be
shrewd
in the
guy.
show.
KJ, he's very shrewd at the same time because he feels that of his hardship, you gotta go get yours. Yeah, I ain't gonna let you build off of mine. The only reason he'll let you build off of his, long as he's in control of everything.
Oh yeah,
And
as
he's
long as he gonna come out with the win, that's it.
right,
Or even
exactly,
if he loses, he's not gonna get embarrassed. Bibble,
right.
people don't know this about Bibble. Bibble is not a power puncher. Bibble is a light heavyweight that hasn't had a knockout and I don't know when. So Canelo knew, even if I get outboxed, I'm not gonna get stopped. Why do you think he didn't call out Bertabiev? Bertabiev, you talking about scrambled eggs. That's scrambled Canelo brain. We talking about CTE machine right there.
Go
That's
down.
CTE machine. He didn't call out Bertabiev. And now he doesn't want to fight Benavidez because Canelo already has losses. He doesn't mind losing. But it's the way in which you lose. Who wants to get knocked out? I'm an amateur boxer. I don't want to get knocked out. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to get knocked out. Benavidez could potentially knock Canelo out. I've been up here for over an hour. My phone is dying. I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening, fellas.
You better stop making the excuse to leave us, man.
No, man, I've been cooking, man. I got stuff to do.
God.
I know, man.
All
Hey,
right,
but
my
this
boy.
live, we was
Y'all
on
later,
fire,
man.
man. NBA
We love
2K,
y'all, man.
You
Nina,
gonna be on
And
here
to,
tonight?
and to all the
I'm gonna
people
try. I
out
ain't gonna
there,
promise to come on because I get tired. I be sitting up there. The other night I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be up. I'm gonna be up. Man, I passed out, boy. I said, damn.
well, you know your dogs be out there waiting on you.
I know, man. I know. I know.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right,
Happy
Peace
man.
out.
Thanksgiving.
Dog, get the one Vandal, Keffa, Nina, NBA 2K.
Appreciate you,
Everybody
man.
else for
Much
shooting
love.
up. Thank y'all, man. Y'all helped me push these lives. We was on fire today, man. We was
Yes,
on fire
sir.
today, man. This was top quality content. Y'all have a good
Yes,
evening.
sir. All right.